Hi, Scott here. Good morning. Hope you had a great weekend and some profits in the markets last week. So let's get into this week. Pretty quiet on the news front, which is always good. A few Aussie bits of news during the week, and what else is there? A bit of pound news and a little bit of euro news, but not too much. So generally speaking, it's a pretty clean run this week. Let's get into my watch list for the day and see what we've got to talk about. Okay, there we go. Alrighty, so starting off the top with Aussie CAD. What does Aussie CAD give us? We have a break up the last couple of weeks, breaking up to day 20, rejecting it, then breaking through it strongly last week. So Aussie CAD looking pretty bullish. We've had two really bullish days, and we expect that maybe to continue. The lower time frames. So we'll focus again on the 1 hour. 1 hour, the red, 1 hour 50, the blue, the 4 hour 50. Thin red line is the daily 20 and the green line is the daily 50. So I can see all my dynamic support resistances on the same chart. Okay, so what do we have here? We're looking for a bullish day, and I'm not quite sure what that's there. We'll get rid of that. So we've had a really bullish run here, a little pullback, not too much of a pullback on Friday. Didn't really allow us to get in on a long trade, but it's bullish again. Now, hopefully we've seen a bit of weakness. Yeah, a bit of weakness on the MACD. It's not looking too bad, but it's rolling over a bit. Then it implies we're going to get some kind of pullback. So the obvious trade for us here is the pip snatcher, but the 1 hour 50 is quite a long way behind. So that's one to keep an eye on, but it may well have to break through the daily pivot to retest the 1 hour 50, and then maybe enter just after the pivot. Quick 1-to-1. Does the ACBB line up? ACBB, because we have had an ACB, or had a pullback to the 4 hour 50. We do have fibs from this run. We can see we do get an ACBB possibly. It's got to pull back quite a long way to these highs maybe. So that's looking, it depends on what the 1 hour does. Hopefully, probably the best option would be a pip snatcher here, because it's quite a big run and a big pullback to enter an ACBB. Okay, but that's a good possibility. There's quite a few little pip snatchers and a few other ones as well to talk about today. Aussie Swiss. So it looks like it's been going sideways, but I like this kind of pattern because, to me, we're rejecting the daily 50, bouncing off, breaking out of the daily 20-50 zone. Then it comes back and it does a retest, which is quite common. And even retested the daily 50, but then closed way down below it. So that looks like it's a red, green, red bit of indecision. To me, it's a breakaway, quick retest, and heading for lower prices. So Aussie Swiss looking for short today. What do we have here on the 1 hour? We have breaking from the daily 50 up here, breaking down through the 1 hour 50 and the 4 hour 50. And if we get a nice pullback now, we will get back to a nice little CBO. This is a really nice looking trade. 4 hour 50 will be around the 618 an entry, so it will just be okay hopefully for CBO. If not, just protect your stop. But that's looking pretty good for CBO. It's a nice breakaway and come back for a retest of the 1 hour 50 down here. 4 hour 50 hopefully not too far behind. And aiming for maybe these lows down here somewhere. So that's looking like a nice setup. We'll see how that one goes during the day. Aussie yen. Aussie yen. Again, we've got a breakdown and a retest of the day 50, day 20 zone. So looking for some more bearish action today. What do we get here on the 1 hour? it's a bit stretched. There's the 1 hour. So the 1 hour, we have a retest here of the daily 50, daily 20, and the 4 hour 50 all together. If you managed to get on that trade on Friday, good job. That played out really nicely. If you're patient for the tests of these moving averages, and you jumped on board, then that would be a lovely quick profit on a Friday. Now it's pulling back, and we have an opportunity now for, well, it's really another, oh yes, this is a bit of a pip snatcher. So we've already had the ACBB, or it's actually CBO. Played out really nicely. So next thing is to jump on a pip snatcher. And we've already had a test of the 1 hour 50. The early hours of this morning, gapped up, and then it made a massive run up here and pulled back on very low volume. Doesn't mean that much, but it could be ready now to go down for a pip snatcher, quick 1-to-1, or you could even push it down for a hyper trade at 4-to-1. Go back to the daily to remind us what we're looking at. So if this is a break and retest, we could be aiming for these lows here or beyond. So Elliott wave here, 1, 2, 3, 4, complex 4. This could wave 5 to lows or beyond. So hyper trade 4-to-1 is an option here. So that'd be nice. Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar is looking very strong because the US dollar has had a lot of weakness on Friday again after Thursday's weakness. So Aussie dollar is looking strong. We're aiming to this level here, which is being rejected here and paused it on the way down here. So getting close to that level. What does the 1 hour give us? A very bullish run. Didn't want to pull back to give us an entry on Friday. Now it's pulling back. How's the MACD looking? This will be for a pip snatcher, quick 1-to-1. 1 hour 50 is quite a long way behind, which is not good. Not good, because we want to have a retest of the 1 hour 50 for a pip snatcher. MACD is rolling over, not too significantly, so maybe it'll come down, test the 1 hour 50 later, and then it'll continue into the pip snatcher on the way through the pivot. Yeah, so not looking the best, but keep an eye on that one. CAD Swiss. CAD Swiss had a really bullish day on Thursday, Friday last week. So that's given us a lot of bearish action on the CAD Swiss pair. Breaking to new recent lows. Looking for a short day, short pressure to continue. Short day today. Again, didn't really pull back to give us an entry. But now we're looking like it's going to pull back. That'd be great for, we've already had our CBO right back here. So quick pip snatcher 1-to-1. The only disadvantage or only drawback on this one, the MACD is really good. Lots of strength after Friday, but the 1 hour 50 is quite a long way behind. So by the time CAD Swiss, another 8 hours, maybe that'll pull back, 1 hour 50 will catch up, get a quick retest, and nice little pip snatcher. Euro CAD, bullish day on Friday, looking very strong. Looking for a bullish day today, and the MACD is looking really nice. So a quick pull back to here in a few hours' time. Euro CAD 8 hours perhaps from now. Give plenty of time to pull back, 1 hour 50 to catch up, and give us a nice little pip snatcher. We've already had the ACBB, CBOs, lots of those already. So pip snatcher is the way to go there. Euro Swiss. Looking very bearish after Friday. We've broken the daily 50, looking like a short day today. MACD is looking good. So another pip snatcher, pull back to the pivot at the 1 hour 50 catch up. Euro Swiss, another 8 hours away for that, likely to make an entry for us. And the daily 50 is right here, just behind our pivot. So that's a beautiful bit of protection. And that's looking nice as well. Euro dollar. Again, a bullish day on Friday. So looking for some more bullish action to continue. And on the 1 hour, we have no trend lines with these pip snatchers, unfortunately. And the same here. We do have a pip snatcher in where it's already starting to pull back, so it's not looking great. The 1 hour 50 is too far behind for me. MACD's looking good, but euro dollar can happen any time of the day, so keep an eye on it. But it looks like the 1 hour 50 is too far behind, and we'll see where that one goes. Pound Swiss. Again, we've got a break through the daily 50, a retest of it, and a breakdown again on Friday. So it's looking like bearish action, maybe going to new lows. And on the 1 hour, we have a nice breakdown. There is a MACD divergence, which is not ideal. But we're looking for a ACBB here. So we've already had the test of the 4 hour 50. So the breakdown away through the 1 hour 50 and a pullback. Nice fibs, 382 lining up well with the pivot and the 1 hour 50 catching up. So in 8 hours time plus, pound Swiss could set up for a nice little CBO. Yeah, the only drawback is this MACD, which is giving us a negative divergence there. So apart from that, it looks like a nice trade. Pound yen. Lots of bearish action, breaking through the daily 50, looking to go short again today. And again, we've got a pip snatcher, just squeezes in between the S1 and R1 of our daily pivots. It's already pulled back. It's a yen pair, so it could play out in the next few hours. That could be a nice little play, short, and the MACD looks okay. So that could be playing out well. The 1 hour 50 is quite a way behind, so it might even come back and quickly retest that before heading short. Pound dollar, looking bullish, bit of deceleration on Friday, not looking too strong, but possibly going bullish again today. Didn't come back for an entry on Friday. You can see it's been drifting up. Pretty strong though. MACD's rolling over. Got a MACD divergence here, so that's looking a bit bearish. So we'd expect this to pull back to the 1 hour 50 at least, and maybe even go a little bit lower. Pivots out of the picture, so this would be an ACBB. Pivot the fibs from this latest run to the highs, pulls back to 382 around 1 hour 50. That could be an ACBB, and the profit target will be. I think there's some highs around here somewhere. Let's just look at the daily, it's easier. So yeah, so there's not much, just mostly clear sky up to about these highs here. So that's a pretty strong level. So that could be your profit target, and use trade management to capture profits along the way. Here we go. Here we go, done a bullish day on Friday, heading north nicely, and that's looking like it could be bullish again today. Didn't really pull back on Friday, but it's actually pulled back already and rejected the pivot. But the 1 hour 50 is way too far behind, so that's not looking that great for that reason. MACD's looking very strong, so maybe all we get, so we might not get an entry on that one. Does pull back from there, then we're looking at yeah, it doesn't look like a very nice price action. So dollar CAD, bearish again this time. Down here, looking a bit deceleration, so maybe we're going short again. Very bearish, but the MACD is rolling over, so it's going to pull back. It's already gone through the pivots. Actually, it's gone through and breaking back down again. But dollar CAD, that's really going to play out. It gives an entry in 8 hours, so that could just mess around here for a few hours. Pull back to the 1 hour 50. What will that give us? Well, it won't give us a pivot entry. Maybe it'll give us a CBO too far back. ACBB, not looking good either. So maybe that's not a great trade. Can't really see a good setup there. Dollar Swiss. Dollar Swiss, well, 2 really, really bearish days. Very weak on the dollar, very strong on the Swiss. We're looking for some more bearish action on this pair. And it hasn't really pulled back yet. MACD is looking good, but if it does pull back to the pivot, pip snatcher, but the 1 hour 50 is too far behind. So again, that's not looking too great. If it does come back to the 1 hour 50, it's got a lot of work to do to get back through the pivot. So not looking great for that reason, but keep an eye on it. The only other one I have a quick look at is Aussie Kiwi. This one's interesting because we have only for this bullish pressure, which we finally got, but that candle on Friday tells us this is going to be bearish because of the it's a bearish high test into the daily 2050 zone, looking pretty bearish. On the 1 hour chart, it's looking like we're getting a CBO long. So this is a bit of a dilemma. If you look at the Elliott wave, you start from these lows, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and a huge wave 5 on Friday. So I don't think the CBO long is a good idea. The MACD looks okay. It's even pulled back below these lows, which means it's spring loading. So you could find a weak run up to these highs for quick wave 5 or wave 7. And it could be wave 5 if you discount this little wave here. Wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a bit of indecision there for me. I'm not sure if that's good or not. Probably best to wait for it to break down below the 1 hour 50, 4 hour 50, and then we go for a CBO short. So there you go. That's my watch list for today. Okay, I hope you found it useful. Give you some ideas. There's a few things which may play out today. A few things looking nice. A few things looking a bit sketchy. Always take the best setups. Only the best ones. Only 5% per month. Don't forget that. If you're not a member of ProTrader, then if you go to scottprotrader.com, there's a link in the description. Then you'll be able to sign up for a free 3-hour training workshop, and lots of information like what I'm talking about here, and lots of detail on a particular strategy we use, and you can go from there. If not, anyway, have a great day. Good luck in the charts, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Take care.